Welcome to the Science of Beatboxing.
State-of-the-art imaging technology with a linguistically versatile MC and beatboxer has the ability to make a variety of vocal percussive sounds and mix them with his or her vocals.
Lips on the left, tip of the tongue towards me.
Artist. Lottie, darling, you know what? We don't cause trouble. We don't bother nobody with. And when we rock upon the mic, we rock the mic right. Just to see you smile and enjoy yourself, cause it's...
I reckon that's pretty cool. And very gently, don't press on it, rest it in that little notch, and then swallow. And it should move. Yep, all moves. Now the reason I like to show that it moves is because when we speak and sing, the larynx allows the vocal folds in the larynx to vibrate because of air moving from the lungs to the outside world. It needs to be able to move in the neck vertically as you speak and sing. Odd. The two white vertical lines are the vocal folds. The black bar between them is the airway looking down to the lungs. Of course, they're going to vibrate. Can you see on that bottom picture that the little peaks that it's got, some of them are bigger, and then when I change the vowel, different ones are bigger. Those peaks moving around are what your brains are tracking to know what it is that I am saying. Okay. So we've got there a very low, what would you describe that as?
Bass.
Bass. I think I'd probably say a growl, but that's probably a bit rude. But that's a very low bass note. And you can see that for a very low bass note, the harmonics now are so close together, because the frequency is very low, you can barely make out any horizontal stripes, because they've been pushed together at the bottom. Now then, let's see, could you do your equivalent of that?
Okay, I'll probably do this.
Now that was interesting, because did you notice I don't think the sound production mechanism was the same? And would you like to say what you were doing, Grace?
I was using lip instead of throat.
And why are you using your lips?
Because I don't have a deep enough voice.
Because you don't have a deep... That's absolutely right. Absolutely right. But what's fantastic about that is you can turn your lips into the equivalent of the vocal folds. Who does that in the orchestra? Who uses the lips as equivalent of vocal folds? Trumpets, trombone players, tuba players, the brass players. Give me a high one, Chris. Right, yes, as high as you can. Okay, what did you get? Let's put the mouse on that, and what have we got in the corner? 723. Well, I'm sorry, I think you lost that one, but having said that, of course, we wouldn't expect a male larynx to be going as high as a female larynx because the structure is roughly twice as big in linear dimensions.
Click with your tongue like. And that's the basic principle of learning how to sing and beatbox at the same time. There was a beatboxer called Razel, who's the guy that inspired me to beatbox, and he used to do the routine, If Your Mother Only Knew, where he used to sing that and do the beat at the same time, which is basically if your mother only knew, if your mother only knew, that you was trying to get to me. And the illusion is that he's doing everything at the same time. But in actuality, what you're doing, you're only creating certain sounds at the same time, and the rest of it you're doing in between other sounds. So if you break it down, the first word is if. With the bass drum, it's if. And then the word mama begins with an M. And as I said before, when you hum, you can do so if you're
belong together, and even if there are gaps in it, you will perceive it as if it has no gaps. So you are, in fact, the word illusion was a very good one, because that's exactly what you're doing. But your ear can't see through it if you get it right. Because some of those sounds I don't think you could produce together, they were actually coming one after the other, but you don't hear them like that. And that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
Did you enjoy the beatboxing? What was your favourite bit?
I liked the bit when they posted something together.
Alright.
Oh, yeah.
So wicked. So we've got boom, T, and cat. So now what we've got to do, we've got to take away the vowels, and then we're just left with the consonants. So if you had boom, if you take away the vowels, you're left with, and you have to really force it and get the pressure out. So just go. When I point, that's it. Wicked. So T becomes. Wicked, it's like my own little people to play with. Yeah. Yeah. Ready?